Okay guys, Tom Ford Private Blends. Tom Ford, or Thomas Carlyle Ford, is an American fashion designer, and he's also a film director. He's done a little bit of everything. He actually trained as an architect at Parsons School of Design, and then he spent a year working abroad. After that, he did an internship at the fashion house Chloe, where he got a feel for the fashion industry, and then he worked as a creative director for Gucci, and he actually played a pivotal role in its turnaround and rebranding, so very successful there. After that, he returned to the U.S. and he created his own brand in 2005. In that same year of 2005, he established a partnership with Estee Lauder for the development of fragrance and cosmetics. So his first fragrance was actually Black Orchid in 2006. That was released as a ladies' fragrance, was immediately successful, but also became very popular with men. So if you go into Nordstrom or some of the better department stores, you'll often see Black Orchid in the men's fragrance section as well as in the women's. He then launched his prestige line, Tom Ford Private Blends. That was launched in 2007. The first fragrance was Purple Patchouli, and that one evidently wasn't that popular because I don't think it's any longer available. Then he took a weird turn again in 2009, and he actually directed his first film, which was called A Single Man, with Julianne Moore and Colin Firth. And Colin Firth went on to be nominated for Academy Award for Best Actor for that film. It's a good film if you haven't seen it. Very film noir style. Lots of references to late 50s, mid early 60s time period. So really cool movie. Black Orchid is, to me, not a favorite at all. I think it leans way toward the feminine side, and it's very loud. Just can't handle that one at all. The ones that I wanted to talk about today were actually the Tom Ford Private Blend Tobacco Vanille, and that one gets a ton of play on YouTube. And the other one, Tom Ford Private Blend Black Violet. Both of them come in different sizes. The 1.7 ounce runs for around $195. The 3.4 ounce around $265. I know they're available at select Nordstrom stores. They're available at Neiman Marcus. With the Tobacco Vanille smell, the opening is a tobacco spice combination. And then the heart is kind of like a creamy tonka mixed with a vanilla and a tobacco flower scent. Then the base, it dries down into like a dried fruit combination, sweet wood sap, deeper tobacco smell. This one reminds me of, in a lot of shopping malls, when you go into them, they'll have cigar shops, and what this reminds me of is walking into one of those walk-in humidors full of cigars. Just imagine like deep oak wood walls lined with shelves, lined with boxes of cigars, with the closing door. It's a humidor, and you're just overcome with the smell of deep, dark cigar and pipe tobacco. That's what I get from Tobacco Vanille. In the background, the vanilla and the tonka. Black Violet, unisex again, but I would say it's a little bit on the feminine side, and a little too feminine for me. It's a very inky floral. It's dark. I get a picture of dampness, very floral, dark moss. It opens with a little bit of citrus, but it dries down, like I said, into a heavy, dark, inky floral. I'm probably going to get some dissent here with this review, because with Tom Ford scents, I find them to be a little bit although the smells are very authentic, like I said, the tobacco vanille, it's totally tobacco. When I was a kid, I bought my dad at a tobacco shop for Christmas. It was this big round tin Santa Claus thing, and the base of it was like a round bowl shaped like big fat Santa Claus, and it had a round head, and it was metal, and the top part unscrewed from the bottom, and inside was a place to store pipe tobacco. So I got him this huge thing of pipe tobacco in this baggie at this store, and I was probably like 12 or 13. I was so proud of it that I got him this for Christmas. And the smell of the tobacco vanille is when you take off Santa's head and stick your head inside that honeyed tobacco tin. That's what it reminds me of. And like I said, I'm going to get some disagreement probably with this, but although it's very authentic, his fragrances strike me as a bit synthetic. They don't seem real natural, neither of these. It seems like something that is imitating tobacco, something that's imitating vanilla, and again with the floral, with the violet, something that is made to smell like violet but it isn't actually violet essence. And extremely linear, very strong. The projection is beast on this and lasts all day on both, and I can smell it on myself all day, and if you're not very careful, everybody else around you, you'll kill them if you use too much. So I would say 1 to 2 sprays on this. The line, and the entire line, is made with the intent of blending or layering. Tom Ford intended the line to be used for experimentation and to mix one scent with the other, and that kind of cleared up some of my issue with this line when I actually did this. The other day I'm thinking, you know, both of them are kind of linear, they don't change. The tobacco is super strong tobacco, the flower is super strong violet. I just wonder, since they're intended for blending, what would happen if I hold it at a distance because they're so strong, and stick my arm up and kind of do one of these. So there's the tobacco vanille. I'm going to let this dry down for a second, but wow. That initial blast of tobacco, it's like almost like you're chewing on a tobacco leaf. You know how when you smell something you can taste it? That's what this is. It hits the back of my palate. It's that strong. Now it's drying down and you can pick up a little bit of that honey smell. Completely dry on my arm now, so I'm going to take a little of the black violet, and again at a distance, just barely. I'm going to let that dry down for a second. You don't want to hit yourself with a full shot because that's like 3 sprays right now, and like I said, they're very strong. The result is amazing. It gives both a complexity that they didn't have before. It adds a little bit of sweetness to that tobacco smell. So you get the tobacco lingering in the background. The moss that's in the black violet mixes great with the vanilla and the tobacco vanille. And it adds a complexity and kind of a natural feel to both. I would suggest, if you have 1 or 2 of the private blend, just mess around with them and play with them a little. With blending and layering, they were intended for that purpose, and it takes away some of that linearity of both of these fragrances at least. I've heard that tobacco vanille and Tuscan leather are beautiful together. That's one of my favorites. I think I like that one better than the tobacco vanille. Actually, Tuscan leather is a beautiful fragrance if you haven't tried that. But if you've got a couple of them, or even grab some samples like from the perfume court or what have you, and just try blending them a little bit and see where you come up with. Let me know what you think, guys. Have a good day. Talk to you later.